welcome to Cultured. It's your homegirl. It's your host, Bromley. This is the third episode of this podcast, and today we have a special guest. So stay tuned. Let's get to it. So like I said, guys, I have a special guest here with me, and this person and I go way back because I met him on the second day that I got to Bulgaria. And I just want to tell you guys a quick special story that we share, and it'll give you a little insight on our relationship. So last year in December, we had a BTS dinner. So BTS is a Bible study group that we go to, and on account of Christmas, we had a dinner. So this person and I decided to prank the 40 people who attended into believing that we were getting engaged. And let's just say some people cried that day. So everybody, give it up for Dr. Ronald Regie.
Hey!
Hey, Ronald!
Hey!
Hey,
So glad to be here.
Are you really?
I am.
Yeah.
To be with my fiance.
Is that?
Well, fake fiance.
Fake.
That's true.
Yeah.
It was a good prank, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good.
There
I
was
know.
a lot of tears.
I remember that one of I think it's Melissa. Somebody came to me and said that it's like giving a child a chocolate and then taking it away from them. Yeah, anyway.
We had so much fun planning that. Anyway.
Yeah, we planned it on the day, guys. Yeah. So, Ronald, do you wanna tell them about yourself?
Sure. So, I'm Ronald, like she just said. I come from Bahrain, born and raised in a beautiful island. And I've been in Bulgaria for the past 6 years. I graduated last year, December. And it's been a couple of months. I'm an unemployed doctor.
Wow.
Still here in Sofia.
Yeah, what does it feel like to be like a doctor now, you know?
I'd say is what you think it is. It's exciting. It's so good. But at the same time, you got this little bit of anxious feelings where it's like, everyone regards me as a doctor. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool feeling.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. You know, like you said, like you grew up in Bahrain, and I by the way, guys, like I grew up in Bahrain as well, and we both went to the same school, and I didn't know Ronald until I got here. I was like, before I came here, I remember looking on my Facebook, and I was aware that there was this guy called Ronald Regie here in Bulgaria, and I was looking up all the people that I was like, okay, could possibly be in Bulgaria, and I saw Ronald, and I was like, I've definitely seen this dude in school.
Yep.
And yeah, so, and it's funny how Bahrain is a very small place, and you know, if you know someone who knows someone, and it's tight-knit community there. But like, it's funny that we've never crossed paths in Bahrain, but we met here in Bulgaria, so that's pretty cool. So, growing up, did you always know that you wanted to be a doctor?
No, not really. I wanted to be a lot of things during all those years, but I think it was during high school. It was more like I really wanted to do something in the sides of hospitality. Plus, I wanted to like serve, and I also wanted to be something in terms of like a missionary guy. Like I wanted to serve God in the most maximum way I could, and I looked into medicine. I was like, hey, I love serving. I love hospitality. Why not check it out? And then I really kind of fell in love with medicine, and I want to, and I don't regret a moment of it. I love it.
Wow. And I think it's pretty common for like Indian parents to suggest doctor for their,
Totally.
their children who are doing well in studies.
A lot of external influences.
Yeah,
Totally.
Yeah. Did you feel pressured in any way, or you were like, okay, you know what, this is what I want to do?
Maybe in the beginning, but then I just kind of fell into it, so it's okay. I like it.
That's amazing. So when you came here to Bulgaria, what was it like for you in the beginning?
Ooh, I think I still remember the first day I landed in Sofia.
Yeah.
Like, how do I put this? So I, in a nutshell,
yeah,
as you know, living in Bahrain is like, you're a domesticated life.
Oh, yep.
It's amazing life, but it's pretty domesticated. Like, you've got everybody taking care of you. You've got family, parents, friends. It's like really close. You're going in a very nice bubble. And then it was the first time ever traveling, by the way, like by myself.
Yeah.
It was just me, 2 other guys, and 1 adult. And it was so cool. I remember I had the best feeling ever. It was like in a new place, and I'd never been in a place that was so cold. It was like during the fall, like in October.
Yeah.
And as soon as the cold wind just blew by me, I was like, what is that?
Wow.
It was so cool. It was amazing.
Yeah. Did you know a lot of people when you came here?
Oh, no. I knew one person, our common friend, Susan.
Yes.
Susan Chachi was there, and that's how I came to know a lot of stuff. So I met her, and she had a lot of friends. So a couple of the guys and my agent, we met at the airport. And then they just received me. I'm so happy to see a lot of people. And then, yeah, it was cool.
Wow. So when you look back at your like life here in Bulgaria, what stands out for you the most?
Life here in Bulgaria. Well, it's been a roller coaster.
Yeah, I bet. Because you've been here for almost 6.5 years now, right?
Yes, it's going to be 6.5 years.
Yes, well, that's a long time.
That
to be in a place.
A pretty long time. Ooh, I think I'm really glad to have, it's the moment where I have these amazing friends and a church and a place I can call home.
Yeah.
I guess what the memories that stand out to me are the moments I hang out with friends, and there's genuine laughter, there's genuine moments with us together. It was really cool, yeah. Nothing really stands out as in like one particular incident. It's just a lot of fellowship that I had throughout the years, and hey, there's been crazy stuff too, but it's pretty good.
It's
been pretty good so far. Yeah.
So you said you've had a lot of good moments. Like, what is one of the best moments, aside from the engagement, of course? The fake engagement. What would you say was like a really good moment that stands out for you when you were here in Bulgaria?
I guess it was a moment where it's like finding people. For example, I really had like, I was genuinely happy finding like people in church, home groups, just finding an amazing network of friends. Like, that really made me happy. Like, you know, I always wanted to be around people. And yeah, I guess those are happy moments, spending time with them. It was maybe like as silly as just hanging out. Yeah. Maybe at the mall or at homes. Absolutely. And the parties, remember? Yeah. Like, it was pretty cool. Yeah. They were like wild parties, but it was so cool.
Yeah, totally. But, you know, you also said that that you had things that there were tough times for you as well.
Oh yeah.
So what were, like, you don't have to go into detail, but what were those situations like, and how did that help you grow into, you know, who you are today?
Right. It was this crazy thing. For example, like throughout 6 years, like you're going through a lot of stuff. For example, what I went through were like, for example, exams. Mm-hmm. The first time I failed. Wow. The first time, so like I said, you know, being domesticated in Bahrain, like it was a pretty good life, like really smooth and stuff. Here, like you try to kind of be like independent, and then you're like, wow, you're put into this whole another sphere. And for me, it was pretty new. And by the way, I'm loving it. Right. But it was like, for me especially, it was like, you know, I always loved God. Like I didn't want to do anything other than him. Yeah. Like I always wanted to like pray with the Bible, like be involved in church. Mm-hmm. But then during some times it was more like I thought I could have both. You know what I mean? I was like, let me have God and let me enjoy a bit of things, because I was, as a teenager, I was like, I love God. I was like totally in a Sunday school, church. I loved everything. Like no one forced me. I loved it. But then coming here, I was like, I'm exposed, and I'm like, you know, I'm seeing a lot of things, and I'm like, oh wow, what's that? I might want to try that. And then what's this? And then slowly I got into like a lot of stuff, which I'm not really proud of. But at the same time, like, because I know that I can say I don't want to, but those down moments were like, for example, well, I don't know if you can relate, Bromley, but I'm sure someone might relate. But it was like, I don't know, like getting drunk.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. And like the next day feeling, you feel terrible.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I regret life like this. So, and I don't know, whatever like university kids go through. For me, it was more like, I remember there was a day where it was like, I really didn't. So this is a point in time where I was like in between. So like I said, I wanted like God. I never wanted to forget God. I didn't want to leave him at all. Like I love God. But at the same time, I was like, let me have God. Let me also enjoy my life a bit. And when I mean by that is like, I wanted both. And when I say both, it's because, you don't want to be half serving anyone. You either enjoy yourself in the world, forget about everything. But then you can't be having both at the same time, because that's like cheating. It's like you can't have like two people at the same time. Yeah. You want to give your dedication, your love, your interest to one kind of person. So for me, that was something that I learned here. And I thought, okay, let me just chill out. I've been like, I always thought in air quotes, like I've been serving God enough. Let me now like enjoy myself outside. Let me go clubbing. Let me go drinking. Let me take some drugs. I'm like small stuff like, weed and things like that.
Yeah, hey.
I'm not into you there. Yeah, I know you're crazy, but okay. But, I'm kidding.
Yeah. No, go for it.
But so I did go crazy. I loved, and at a point it was more like I did love going clubbing and dancing and like meeting a lot of people there.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, and then, but I was like, at the same time, so during this whole time, it's like a huge period, right? It's a couple of months. It's more than months. I remember like throughout a year or something, and then I was like, I still felt an emptiness. It was like, the more I enjoyed it, the more I wanted. And I was like, what is that feeling? Like, I like meeting new people. I like dancing. I like drinking. I like doing that. But at the same time, it was a huge regret. I knew that I was like, I don't know. I'm looking for something more. And I've realized one day, everything just broke down where I'm like, wait a minute. I used to have so much satisfaction in what I used to do before. And I mean, that was like, for me personally, I love spending time with God, right? I love reading the Bible. I love praying. I wanted to like really be into what I like, which is serving God, which I put before in air quotes. But then I thought, let me go see other stuff. And it didn't really give me pleasure. So I just broke down one day and I was like, this is not life anymore. Like,
yeah, it's great.
It's not what I'm looking for. Like, I'm not that kind of person. I can fake it. So at one point it was more like I'm faking the other person. Like, why should I do that when I know what I like?
Yes, good.
So let me just go for that. And yeah, I broke down. I prayed. At the same time, I love the fact that day was feeling like God didn't judge me for whatever it was. It was like, it doesn't matter. Like, he knew, like, okay, like maybe I wanted to go do all that stuff. But at the same time, I was like, I love that love of God that's over everything. Doesn't matter what you're doing. Doesn't matter your past, where you're coming from, whatever you've done at that point. God still loves you no matter what. It's just you coming back and realizing, do you really love God for loving you? For whatever it is. So that just broke me. And I love that small thing that came up. It was more about in Elijah. God told him, like, come up to the mountain. And then, because at this time, while I was, like, doing a lot of stuff outside, I was like, oh my God, I don't know if God likes this. And, like, what if he kills me? Well, not kills me. That's a far I meant, like, punishes me, right?
Yeah,
like, strike me down and stuff.
Right.
And, but it was, like, nothing. And I was like, I love that verse it says, because it was what I went through. It was more like when God passed for Elijah, there was a mighty wind. But God was not in the wind. There was a mighty earthquake, but God wasn't in the earthquake. And there was this fire, and God wasn't still in the fire. And then a small, gentle whisper. That's exactly how I felt. Like, that gentle, whispering, amazing God who can do all those three things before and above. But that's what touched me. And I love it. I love God. I love people.
Whoa. Ronald, man, that's amazing. That's amazing. What?
Did I bore you, Bromley?
Yeah, I slept a little bit after, but yeah. You said God, and I just got right back. I wanted to say, you said that you were caught between being two people at the same time. So, what are the things that helped you channel it to being the person that you are today? Someone who's much closer to God, and not wanting those things. Like, what helped you channel that in that direction?
Right. I guess, and I think it's a very important thing, especially in my life, it was people. Like, I was so glad I found an amazing church, an amazing group of spiritual mentors, pastors, like home groups and connect groups. I think it was because at the same time, in between, I would go to church, I'd go to this, like, I didn't want to fully cut it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it was that thing where I felt like God was still drawing to me, and it was mainly the people. It was, I know throughout the years, 6 years, I've had a lot of spiritual mentors that I come through, and it was them. It was every group that we had, we would have a topic or we would have a conversation. It was just simple conversation. We're just having, like, how was the week? What do you think about this and that? And they're all Christian people. And I feel like maybe they've been through it too. And it was something that drew me there. And I felt like that satisfaction, or that kind of love that comes out of your own heart, that then is not forced to loving God, that's what matters. That's what stays.
Wow.
Like I said, I thought I could have fun in doing everything other than these, which is like, hey, maybe if I get drunk, I'll be very happy. If I meet a lot of people, I'm going to be very happy. If I go dancing and clubbing, like, it's so good. Like, I feel good. But it was just temporarily. It was just at the moment. And you come back and the day is like, I wish there was more. I was like, wait, what? That's it? Like, it was so temporary. But the other feeling I have when I'm when I'm surrounding myself with genuine people, with Christian people, with spiritual mentors, or like, as long as you find genuine people who love you for who you are, that's what you need. That's what drew me in. Like,
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. I was thinking, because we have a lot of young people coming into Bulgaria, and here you are, the senior. Everyone calls Ronald here like Dr. Ronald, Rabbi Ronald, because Ronald reads Bible studies and things now, so he's known as Rabbi.
I regret that.
But like, because of all the new people coming in, what advice would you give them from your 6 years of being there? I know it's a lot of time, but from your 6 years of being here, what advice would you give to the new people, to the youngsters who are coming in to study medicine or whatever it is they're coming to study?
I guess what I can say, at least from myself, is that I thought I could find pleasure in things outside of God, outside of spheres. It could be anything. And I thought I could find this beautiful freedom that I found where I can, like, hey, that seems pretty cool. Like, hey, look at that. Let me check that out. Let me try these things. But I didn't find any kind of satisfaction there. I didn't find any kind of wholeness where it's like, it just kept me living more, like, and also empty at the same time. But I always loved being with God. I love spending time with God. I love everything about it. And I guess that's my advice. Like, for me, at least, that's what it works. I had to, and now that I know from both of them, if I'm given a choice between A and B, A being like, would I spend time with Christian people or spending time in reading Bible or praying to God, and B is like, hey, let's go partying and clubbing and stuff, I would choose A, because I found that I have more pleasure in praying or worship or reading by myself to God than partying or clubbing and drinking and whatever it is with friends. Like, I found that was more enjoyable for me. So I guess that always know that God loves you no matter what. And I don't know what point of stage you are in your life, but whatever it is, if you kneel down, you cry out to God, or you just pour out your heart to Him for whatever it is, and I mean whatever, God never judges. And one thing that I know is that love of God where it doesn't matter what you've done, what you've been through, what you think the worst, like, it's not. I love God because he loved me first. Yeah, I guess that's it.
That's amazing. Like I got a question when you were saying, now you talked about your spiritual journey as well.
Right.
So how do you see yourself integrating your spiritual journey into your professional life? Because you're a doctor now and you're going to start working.
Wow.
So how do you see yourself integrating those things together?
Wow, that is a really good question.
Yeah.
I have to think quite about it. By the way, I'm still searching for that answer. But what I know right now is that, and I know there are a lot of other Christian doctors. I've been reading books about how, so for me at least, I know as a doctor, you've got like medical ethics and you know about it. And that you have like, at the same time, you have God, you've got this faith in you. I guess there is a fine line between both. And I don't think they're contradicting. I don't think God and science are contradicting. They go hand in hand. And it's important that people realize that. That's what I understood, that they're not like two different spheres where they're like two different things.
Mm-hmm.
They are basically, science is just proving that there is God.
Okay.
It's just saying, it's just another way of saying like, hey, there is something supernatural too. We're just putting it in a lot of science words, yes, but for me at least, I need to find a very fine balance between that. And I hope God's, and God's leading me through a journey. So I'm still figuring it out. Yeah.
Wow.
I guess.
Okay, you, Ronald. Wow. It's so amazing to see you grow. You were like so tiny when I met you. He had like huge hair when I initially met.
I had great hair.
He had massive hair, and now he's all cut it short. And yeah, but that's amazing. Amazing. That's everything you just said is things that, I when I'm hearing you talk, I can totally relate. Like, because my previous podcast, I did say about me being in this empty space, and I'm like, oh, what the heck have I done so far? But I find it so interesting that, the story that you just represented is something that I saw in my life as well. And I hope, people listening can relate at some point, Yeah. But, so we covered a lot of topics. Well,
Wow.
How do you feel talking about, all 6 years worth of stuff?
I feel like this is therapeutic.
Really? I know, right? Like,
I feel really good.
Yeah, that's because you like attention.
I'm not disputing that.
Yeah, he just wants all the attention. He's like, well, before we started, he was like, you know what, Bromley, just give me the mic. I just want this show. I just want this podcast. I just want to take over.
But you're doing a great job, by the way.
Oh,
I feel like I can do it, but I know I can't do it.
You know what? You don't have to pretend
Bromley.
now. I paid him to say that, guys. I paid him to say that. But like, just more chill, laid back. What do you do in your free time? In your downtime, now that you have a little bit of a break because of the situation and you're looking for a job? What do you do?
Basically nothing. I'm doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, peanut butter and jelly.
I love PB&Js. I'm enjoying those simple things. I'm not doing much. I'm just taking the time to like really relax. Yeah. Really like enjoy before my next hectic phase, which is residency, which I know is crazy.
And you plan to go to Germany, right? Yeah.
Yes, I'm planning to go to Germany. I hope it all works out. I'm learning the German language. I hope I get a spot there. Yeah. And I hear it's crazy. So yeah, I guess it's like I'm preparing myself.
Wow. Amazing. And one thing about Ronald, guys, he's an amazing singer. And sometimes he does these runs which are just like so good. Do you wanna give?
I'm so good at it.
Yeah. Do you wanna give them a little taste of your run?
Oh God, this is embarrassing.
Okay, go for it.
By the way, I'm just kidding. I'm not that great, but I'll see.
Just do a run. Like they'll know what I'm talking about.
Crazy. Go. Give me a song. Sing a song with me.
Okay. Do you want me to sing a song with you? Okay.
I can input those.
Okay. There was a secret chord that David played and pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do you?
Hey.
Our our sound team is laughing as well.
That was so ridiculous. That's why I love it.
So good.
I love it.
Oh my goodness. Like, this is it. Like, honestly, guys, I think we're going to wrap it with that. But I just want to tell you something about Ronald.
It's okay. I know.
I'm out of breath. I'm out of breath when I talk about Ronald. But I just want to say that, you know, Ron is one of the most amazing people I've met. I am not even joking. Okay, so this dude, he opens his home for so many of us. It's unbelievable. We have these prayer sessions on Saturday mornings, and Ron makes sure that we get breakfast. And he's such a hospitable person. He puts the needs of everyone else above his own. And his when you walk in through his front door, all you see is that smile. You see that he walks into a room, he just lights it up with he says all these stupid stuff. Like, it's genuine, but it's so funny. And like, he gives all that attention to the person he's talking to or the room that he's in. He doesn't take himself seriously. He makes fun of himself, which makes him an amazing person to get along with. And I can bring like about a minimum of 50 people in here who can vouch for that, because he is absolutely, absolutely gorgeous, amazing human being. And, you know, we were all bummed that he's going to be leaving. But you know, life has to move on, right?
Right.
Yeah. The engagement doesn't last forever.
Where's all this love after the podcast?
I'm just kidding. It was fake, guys. It was fake. But thank you so much, Ronald, for joining us. Like, you're
absolutely
so good. I pray that God leads you in that direction that you talked about, and you know, you become. I see you on the news someday. But like, man,
Wow.
man, that dude, I know that dude. So God bless you, and thank you so much again. Thank you, and thank you guys for listening. So I'm going to wrap it up with that, guys. So stay healthy. Again, with the COVID-19 situation, wash your hands, do Zumba, drink a lot of lemon juice, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye, you guys.